Hello everyone, welcome back to Cabernet. I need to send a letter. I'm not sure if Yes, I wrote the letter to Peter's parents. I wasn't sure if it's saved or not. So I'm gonna send the letter. And then I need to meet Kirill. And that's it. And maybe, depending on my mood, I will either go on the final tour or I will complete some medical tasks. The parts are getting shorter just because we are getting better at stuff. We don't talk as much with people.
Good evening, Augustus. Had a nice day?
What? Turn the cat? Yes, I don't know what it means, but turn the cat.
You know, Augustus, you are without a doubt the most content individual I've ever met. I wonder how old you are. Cats already live such short lives. I know. I shouldn't dwell on such sad thoughts, but it just seems unfair. I'd miss you terribly if anything happened to you. That is, unless...
I wonder if that would be an option with people as well, like if I had relationship 100 with Roman, for example, or with Anastasia, would I be able to turn them?
You know, I reckon you'd make an excellent vampire. What do you think?
It's much easier with cats. You just explain what is happening to the cat. The cat says, meow, and everyone is happy. Imagine saying that to Anastasia. Might be a good idea. Let's do that.
Certainly something to consider in the future, isn't it, Augustus? Look what I've got for you. That's the spot,
I'm so happy. I will get a cat vampire. A vampire cat. That is so cool. I don't know what I was talking about or thinking about before the cat. So whatever that was, it wasn't important. I remember that I need to do two things. The first one is to send a letter and the second one is to see Kirill. Let's start with the letter, shall we? I think we are more powerful now because even though my blood is not quite high, I still can run.
Letter to Petya's parents sent, and now we wait.
Let's hope that it will all work out. Because I don't want to crush any other dreams. I've crushed enough, and I've broken my heart. Hope no one will ever confess their love to me anymore. Unless it's Alisa. And maybe Roman. I wouldn't mind to have both of them. That's probably too much. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm a vampire after all. I don't know how my life works.
To what do I owe the pleasure, Miss Morozova?
Debrief.
There's the apple of my eye. Do you have some good news for me?
Art 20. Well, I will just hand over the watch.
Here, as requested.
As always, I'm still very incompetent, and I don't understand. Like, if I had time to read books, then I wouldn't have time to complete quests. And quests just come to you. And I think that it might be intentional that you cannot complete all the quests successfully, because some of them might contradict each other, be in conflict, so like you cannot really do everything. But then how and when do you read books? The book should have been like half a point. I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. Anyway.
Excellent. Yes, this is it. I sense the blossoming of a wonderful partnership between us, Lizaveta. Come by in a few days. Who knows, maybe I'll have some other opportunities.
Sounds good.
Doesn't hurt to stay in the loop, I suppose.
My nihilism is already at 100, so I don't care. I will do whatever needs to be done, and I will be happy about it.
My thoughts exactly.
But did I get any money? Nah. My art should have been 20. Then I would be able to get some money. Probably. I got nothing from him, right? Like, at all. I have 52 coins. Maybe I got some coins from him, actually. I don't know. How are you doing, my friend?
Good evening.
How can I be of service?
I don't know, do you have something fun to trade? Just some bootlegged Cabernet. It is fake. I wonder who he gets blood from. Alright, so... Oh, wait. I didn't have to spend even one action point. Alrighty, I'm going on a tour. And then I will do some medical tasks. And if this part will be like 15 minutes, then I will continue this part next day. I mean, the next day will be included in this part. What about the church? Hey, you're here! I do have a book for you. Maybe that will improve your...
Hey, Lisa.
I don't know, like life attitude. I'm so upset about her. Like, she was really upsetting to me. Her situation. Because I couldn't select any other options.
I remembered that you were interested in this at the bookstore, so I thought I'd surprise you with it.
And finally, I gave you the book.
What? Lisa, this is too much. You really shouldn't have done this. But thank you. Having such a book to read at home is a true luxury.
It's my pleasure, Marusa.
At least it's not too bad.
Good evening, Roman.
Good evening.
How may I help you today, Lisa?
Let's go on the final tour.
I wondered if it was a good time to continue our tour. I know I've taken far too much of your time already.
Lisa, please. I take as much enjoyment from our time together as you. Perhaps even more. Now the question is, where shall we go?
The Lover's Island? Is this where you want to go?
You know, the creature you asked about before, the Nav, at the time I knew nothing more than what was in the book. However, I dug a little further and found that we happen to have our very own Nav legend right here in town, on Lover's Island.
Exactly, so you will want to have some kind of relationship with Lisa as well. And I'm sorry to say that, but... I mean, just a couple minutes ago, I told that I would take both of Roman and Alisa, but I don't know if they will be fine with each other. Whatever, let's go. It's gonna be fun.
How thrilling! I would indeed be most interested to learn more.
It's decided then. We're off to Lover's Island, where tales of our Nav await. Ah, splendid. It's still here.
My relationship with him is not very good, so I don't expect any romance. Like, for example, if I went here, then it might have grown into some kind of a romance, but I don't think that will happen with us.
Is this your boat?
Something of a town boat. The youths often sink it in the summer for amusement, and the elders dredge it out and repair. Don't worry, it's not a very long journey, and I will try not to weigh us down. Though I must admit I had a very large lunch.
Let's hope that does not seal our fates in the murky depths. So, Lover's Island. Such a curious name.
You will soon come to learn just how curious.
And you say this place has a connection to a Nav?
Yes, you see, a Nav is said to arise from a tragic or untimely death. a soul grown hateful towards those who enjoy the life of which they were robbed.
Very cryptic. And who exactly is this Nav in question?
Several hundred years ago, this town and its surrounding counties were owned by a cruel lord, a general. The lord's most loyal underling was a man named Dragomir.
This is great. So this is somehow connected actually to Dragomir and to... I expect that story with Dragomir will continue in next chapters. So this is exciting. I'm really happy that I'm doing this tour.
Dragomir?
Yes, Lisa, yes.
Yes, Dragomir was a native of town, and as such he had been the lord's closest advisor since being gifted with the estate. With all his flaws, Dragomir had been vital in keeping the townsfolk safe from his lord's most vicious acts, redirecting his anger elsewhere.
And the island?
In his youth, Dragomir spent many a long day escaping to the island with his childhood love Elena, far from the eyes of their parents.
So this is an island where lovers elope?
Kind of.
You won't think it's so romantic when you hear the full story.
I don't think it's romantic at all. I think I know where this is going, and I don't like it already.
This sounds foreboding. I look forward to hearing the rest of it. Let's head out.
We've arrived. Explore at your leisure.
Find all artifacts. Wow! They're artifacts. This one of those,
What
right?
do you have there?
It looks like part of an old ore, preserved in the mud.
We are surely not the first to set ashore here under the cover of darkness. Let us continue the tale. The Lord was known to marry every year only for his wives to disappear, leaving behind terrible rumours of their demise. When it once again came time for the Lord to take a wife, Dragomir's childhood love, Elena, was a victim of the Lord's desires.
Well, my humanity allows me to express how awful this is. And this is awful.
Such evil.
Enough to rival even the darkest of authors' minds. Though I'm afraid this is not fiction. Where were we? Oh yes. On the eve of her betrothal to the Lord, Elena plotted with Dragomir to elope together, leaving town and the cruel Lord far behind. They were to meet in the old abandoned house on this island, their secret childhood sanctuary. Now let us continue exploring.
So that kind of burned down house, underneath which we have the hookah bar. That is their house, right? Another artifact. I thought that this was from the hookah bar.
An old bronze candlestick.
Perhaps it is the very same that was lit on that dark night. The Lord held tight patrols around the perimeter of his estate. The only route of escape was across the lake where no guards patrolled. Dragomir held watch duty outside the Lord's chambers that evening. He would have to wait until the dead of night before he could leave unnoticed. He would leave a boat for Elena to row to the island after dusk, where she would light a single candle in the window as a sign of her arrival.
A beacon of hope on the darkest of nights.
Dragomir would meet her there, and the two would sail together to the opposite shore, where a horse and freedom awaited.
To risk one's life for love.
Would you do the same?
If I say I would, it probably will improve my relationship with him. Let's say I would.
Yes, I believe I would.
I'm glad that with your arrival, romance and chivalry returns to town.
No, my relationship with him didn't improve. That's what was I hoping for. Because after drinking blood from him 2 times, I cannot even drink from him anymore because I cannot take him alone to the room. because our friendship deteriorated that much.
Would you?
Even if love were not a factor, I would do so, just to help her escape a cruel and undeserved fate.
That is true. Don't think just about love. Think about people's right to live their own lives, right? Yes. Good.
Though I am somewhat mistrustful of horses.
Why horses?
Let us continue.
Did I miss something about the horses? Stop. What are you doing? This is the house.
An abandoned house.
I believe it predates the Nav legend. A hermit is said to have lived here during the Dark Ages. The hour approached, and Dragomir crept from the door of his lord's chambers, making for the lake. He arrived at the shore to see Elena's boat was absent. As to be expected, she must be awaiting him on the island.
All according to plan, thus far.
He rowed through the dark water. As he drew nearer, a light became visible, flickering on the island. Dragomir reached the shore and ran to the doors of the house, his heart filled with joy.
This isn't going to go the way he expects, is it?
Dragomir flung the door open to find no sign of Elena, just a solitary candle burning upon the windowsill.
Haunting.
Quite.
I don't want to know this story. So sad.
It appears to be some kind of blade.
Yes. I'd say a spear tip. The remnant of a bloody deed, perhaps. The tale continues. The door to the house suddenly slammed shut, followed by the sound of a large bolt sliding into place and a familiar voice. "You dare try to flee with that which is mine?" The Lord spoke, and Dragomir's eyes filled with horror.
I have a suspicion they aren't getting on that horse.
"Now you will burn," spoke the Lord, and with that the house was ablaze. Dragomir screamed in anguish as the cabin was engulfed.
But his spirit has survived, and now that spirit kind of haunts Lisa.
On any approach to the windows, the spears of the Lord's men would greet him. He was trapped. Dragomir burned to death in this very house, betrayed by his love through fear.
I really want to speak with him now, to listen to his story. Like, to tell him that I know his story and what he thinks about that story.
And what of her?
Elena was wed to the Lord that very morning, the scent of Dragomir's burning flesh still clinging to the Lord's beard as they kissed. Her fate after that day is unknown.
Such evil as I've never heard.
I mean, that used to be pretty common.
Then you should consider yourself lucky.
I would say so.
And with that, I'm assuming, a Nav was born. One who knows only hatred, pain, and despair.
Well, yes, according to the local residents, though I find the reality far more comforting.
Which is?
That Dragomir's suffering ended that night when his body could no longer take the flame.
You would think so.
Perhaps even before that, when the smoke overwhelmed his lungs.
I have such a wonderful time sharing these grisly tales with you. I almost forget how logical your medical mind truly is.
You truly believe them to be tales?
I believe all folk tales have a root in reality. The often brutal conditions of our world cause such unspeakable suffering. This makes us look beyond our physical confines to find solace and justice in the magical.
Perhaps you're right. Justice is hard to find in this life. I too can understand why it's comforting to believe that it's granted by some unseen means.
Makes the reality easier to live with.
Like adding honey to bitter medicine.
Lisa, I'd tour the world if it could be in your company, but it may be for the best that this is our last. I fear people will start to gossip if they see us alone together another night.
I cannot even press that because of our relationship. Well, no romance for us. You're right.
I understand. Thank you, Roman, for giving me the pleasure of your company these few nights.
We will have to be faithful to Alisa, even though, I'm not sure that she's faithful to us because, if you're a vampire and you will live for a long time, having just one partner seems like that's not enough.
And thank you, Miss Morozova, for indulging every word of my old tales. Now allow me to play chaperone one last time and return you to the mainland.
Of course.
That was really nice. I really can't wait to meet Dragomir again. I'm so curious about the story basically, and I'm so curious if that has actual relation to anything wait, when? July the 1st? What is... Oh, I still have 2 days. Well, 1 day. Good. This is when it happens. I just got so scared for a second. Alright, so then I have 2 action points. And I think that I will go and do some medical tasks, finally. I need to drink blood from someone. Who would be a good candidate to do that? Let's try maybe Anastasia. I'm actually not sure that my relationship with her is good enough. Marusia is warm. Urban, Gosha hostile. She hates me. Somehow Ivan is a little bit warmer to me than Gosha, but Gosha really hates me. What did I do to her? Ah, look at that! I have heart here. Nice. Lisa Kasparian. She's Armenian. Nice. Love it. Who's Victoria? Who are you? Oh, the high society party. I cannot even get back into the manor, maybe at some point. And I still have 2 people here actually. Damien. But he invited me into his house. He's Marusia's brother. And don't they live together? I really want to see how Hussar is doing. I'm so that one is really Marusia and Hussar. Those 2 really upsetting to me, especially Marusia. But Hussar, I just want to understand what I did do wrong or didn't do right. My leg is dead. My voice has gone. Just a minute ago it was fine. But Anastasia is not my friend anymore. I can try to enchant Iskra. Actually, might be a good idea. Because I don't think that will work with Anastasia anymore. But that should work with Iskra. Let's go and see her. I could drink some blood from Fina, but she's old. I don't want to inconvenience her with that, so... Iskra, you're young and healthy.
What are you having?
And strong. How do I make you come with me? I can't come inside myself.
Most of the
here.
labels are handwritten. Are they producing the liquor themselves?
Bootleg.
I'm not even going to bother asking about their license.
If Cabernet is bootlegged, then everything else must be as well.
What I'd give to see what's in that safe. But Kirill is too smart to leave the combination out for anyone to find.
I can drink blood from Kirill, and I can enchant him. This is awesome!
Anyone who orders food around here must be out of their mind.
Kirill, my friend. You are my friend, right?
To what do I owe the pleasure, Miss Morozova?
Can we speak privately? We cannot. Huh. Let's trade maybe then. I can buy one dried fish. I bought a couple from you already. I can buy again. Did it improve my relationship with you? Doesn't seem so.
Best in town. To what do I owe the pleasure, Miss...
I can't speak about the side job right away, apparently. I thought that I would have to wait a couple of days.
So, have you got any more jobs for me?
Actually, another opportunity just came up, if you're interested.
I'm listening.
Another friend of mine is in the market for music cylinders, is it? The new rage, apparently, among a certain audience. Are you familiar?
I am, as one should be. Brilliant piece of technology. Each cylinder can contain up to 2 minutes of music. Can you imagine?
Blimey. Well, in that case, we'll have to charge him double. One must support the market for art and technology, don't you agree? That's the only way to keep the progress going.
Ah, Kirill, always thinking about the people.
I just cannot stand him. Why did I have to accidentally kill Yevgeny instead of him? Ugh. Oh well. At least I have this kind of opportunity to steal things from people.
I just can't help it, Lisa. My big heart has always been my weakness. Anyway, I heard that a mutual friend of ours has quite a collection.
Anastasia?
That's right. Why don't you borrow some from her collection? I'm sure they're just gathering dust in their fancy house anyhow.
Hasn't their family had enough grief?
I do it for the sake of the arts. The cylinders long to be played. Trust me, they'll hardly be missed. Well, I'm surprised Evgeny hasn't gambled them away already. And I'll be extra generous with your take. Promise.
What do I have to do?
So glad you asked. Take these 3 cylinders, replicas, just swap them for the real thing. Obviously, I'd prefer you bring all 3, but if you only manage 1 or 2, I'll make do. Let's say there'll be a bonus for the full set, eh?
Hand them over. And this had better be worth it.
Of course.
Relationship? Hasn't improved. I mean, his blood probably isn't tasty anyway, but still, I really wanted... Yeah, that will not work right here.
Ah, my favorite customer.
I can try playing cards with him again, but I didn't help last time, so I don't expect it will help again.
Enjoy the night, Miss Morozova.
I will have to drink blood from someone else. No luck today. Actually, I wanted to see. It doesn't say when I need to steal them, so that's fine. It can be today, it can be next day. I will do it next time. But I do need to find a person to drink blood from. I guess that will have to be Fina then. And I'm very sorry about that. Because she is old. So I accidentally might kill her. I definitely don't want that to happen. I've killed enough. is actually much stronger than she looks. Stronger than, what's his name, Roman, I think. Alright, well, I will come back home and I will do 2 medical tasks today. And I will end this part after that. Really happy about today's part. The tour was amazing. Oh, I will be able to complete it all today. Oh, wonderful job, me. By the way, Petya, how are you doing? Can I speak with you?
Hey, Petya. There's something I've always wanted to ask you.
Really?
I noticed that you fall asleep on occasion. Do you actually need to sleep now that you're in a doll's body?
That thought never occurred to me. I just seem to switch off out of habit. Why don't we try an experiment? I'll try to stay awake throughout one day and one night and let you know what happens. Not like I have much else to do.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. Night night, everyone. Look at this too. Such a happy place. A new mail is waiting for me in the post box. I have 2. Complete the 3rd set of medical tasks. And that's all. Okay, I'm ending this part here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Have a nice day, night, morning. Bye bye.